Notes for my October 2024 reading of a 2015 biography of Blake Griffin. Monday, 28 October 2024 is when I, Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers, of Seattle, am filming this. I read this yesterday, Sunday, 27 October 2024. I'm going to go through my book and reading notes for my October 2024 reading of a biography on basketball player Blake Griffin. Great Americans Great Americans in Sport, Blake Griffin, by Matt Christopher. December 2015, Hachette Book Group First edition, paperback, ISBN in the video description. There's a public library copy. It was on the shelves at my library. I pulled it off. There was a Smokey the Bear bookmark in this one, and I did recycle it. I got my Stranger Things coupon that was in a Eggo's box. This is my bookmark. So I stuck with my routine bookmark for this one. Okay. Book notes including construction and design. In the book, it communicates his ethnicity is, I think, a quarter non-white. So 3/4 white. So I think they try to convey that a little bit with skin tone and the hair texture. That is mostly text. Like there's not a whole lot of blank space in this book. It's medium font with like 1.0 spacing. Great Americans in Sports. I think that's like the series. And then the person is Blake Griffin. So that's the top of the pages. And then page numbers at the bottom. And then chapters are formatted high. So there's more to maximize the amount of text per page. And this is like an example of the end of a chapter. It goes to the end of the page. So if you're wanting a book with a bunch of blank space, this is not that book. There are pictures in the book. There are few pictures in this book, and they're kind of grayscale, black and white, and they're on this like in with the text, and then there's a caption and the photo credits as well, like where the picture's from. Quick read. It took me less than 24 hours to read. I finished it, so I read it yesterday. So today's Monday, and I read it yesterday on Sunday. I did. From the timestamp of starting to the timestamp of finishing was like less than 10 hours. But I did other stuff in between. It wasn't, I just sat and read. So yeah. There we go. Still, yeah, okay. Reading notes. So yeah, that's for book notes. It's the speed of reading. Reading notes. The author kind of, so it starts off, I think it's the best of the sports books I've read in terms of providing like technical speak and doing that for multiple matches or games or whatever the performance setting is. It does it repeatedly. Like it'll do a game and then it'll do another game and then it'll do another game and another game. And so it's the only one thus far where I say they really cement this person is like a player, and this is what the games went like. So on that, it's the best. Towards the end, it gets distracted when it hits the national level of competition. So that's the scholastic level is really well done in this book. The national level, the author gets a bit distracted by like the business side of the NBA, maybe is a way of phrasing it. Shortening that down. It gets distracted by the business, and so it doesn't focus as much on his playing. So I thought that was kind of sad, but it's like the front half was so high quality that it balances out the like kind of distractedness of the end, so that is still a 5 out of 5 stars from my perspective. All right, page 3. He was born in 1989. He had, okay, no, he's actually like my sister and I. So he's the younger of a same gender pair. So 2 brothers, my sisters I'm the younger of a same gender pair. So we're females and they're males. So Blake is younger. So he was born in 1989. His older brother is Taylor, 3 years older. Taylor's 3 years older, but 2 grades older, which is what my sister and I were. And they, also, like my sister and I, their parents stay together and want to be involved in making sure they get to fulfill their dreams, and the kids don't screw it up. At least in the through high school. So it's like good kids in that sense. Yes, and mom's name Gail and dad's name Tommy. So Gail and Tommy had a Blake and Taylor. Nope, wrong direction. Taylor and Blake, because Taylor is the older. Let's see, page 17. Talking about a time where Tommy, so the dad was the coach of the high school basketball team. Sorry, wrong sport. And the older brother Taylor decided to go to the University of Oklahoma. So they're both born in Blake was born in Oklahoma. And so it's their last year together, and they want to win the state championship at the high school level because the dad's the coach and both siblings are on the team. Okay. So I thought that was cool. They stuck together all the way through. A success story for family dynamics. We need those in this world. More than the unsuccessful, right? There's very much a lack of people like this. The ones that are the successes, right? 29. People, so he's really tall, like 6 feet 10 inches, and the players decided that they would start kind of attacking him, because they couldn't get the ball from him. He got good enough and was big enough that they were like, we're just going to attack this by attacking you. So it was how the game, it wasn't a problem, and then it became a problem. Okay. And then page 30, it's for going into his state championship. So he's in Oklahoma. 2A class. The school went through a change from 3A to 2A. So earlier in his career was 3A, and then it went down to 2A. So it was like just number of A's. My school went from 4A to 3A for my sport. That's stuck with all 4 years I was swimming. So there's a reputation on the line for him of winning a 4th state title, even with a class change. Yeah. There's like, not everybody picks up on that, but I as someone who went through that, like that kind of, there's like some people who just kind of ride through because their school's one thing all the way through, and some of us, our schools, the hierarchy changes, and so we have to be aware of reputation as well as our individual performance. Right? There's a legacy component that gets invoked with a change. Page 45 is kind of where it starts to change the dynamic, where Taylor was older, better, Blake kind of mimicked Taylor, and then Blake starts becoming better. And this is kind of like a marking of Blake gets injured and then Taylor gets substituted in from the bench for Blake. All right, so it's a bit of a family dynamic change where Blake is the younger one is finally, inching ahead. Page 70. He does get a concussion. He collided. So that was when he was at the University of Oklahoma, that last one. So he's still at the University of Oklahoma. And he ends up going to the same school as his older sibling, and Taylor. And so the younger Blake was in a game and collides with a University of Texas Longhorns player and gets a concussion, and concussion protocols were followed. So, here we go. I'm going. All right, pages 72 and 73. What does Travis have to say about Blake? Travis of the Cowboys. Okay. So, and this is kind of, I think it was at senior year, University of Oklahoma, before he's going off to the NBA. So, quote from Travis Ford of the Cowboys: Blake Griffin, I just told my staff, may be the best player I've ever gone against as a player or a coach, unquote. So there we go. And then it's March Madness, and this is like NCAAs. Page 74, they are playing against Morgan State and Kansas City. I kid you not, this is back in 2009. Yes. Page 85. Having NBA, the National Basketball Association, so this is national level now, from scholastic to national. So transitions to the business side, but safety in numbers. When I was at the University of California, Berkeley, there were payment issues for us. Like I didn't get paid or got paid too little kind of thing. And they're talking about payments being fallen behind. And I was like, well, maybe that'll give the school I attended some confidence. They weren't alone in their problems. Seek the NBA if you want additional. Right. And that was a while ago. It was like before I got to University of California, Berkeley. Yeah, okay. And then page 123, there's a picture, and the caption does not actually say which one is Blake, but the only person who doesn't have a number. So this is when he was playing for the Clippers of Southern California. The only player that doesn't have their number listed is number 32, so I'm guessing number 32 was Blake. I'm approximately 31 years of, I'm over 31 years of age. I'm approximately 31, 32 years of age. Okay, so maybe that caught my attention that way, but the number wasn't listed in the caption. Okay. Page 129. Blake makes a comment about how they went into a game and they lost because they lost by 4 points, and it was to the Warriors. I think that's the Oakland Warriors. Is it? Okay. For someone who's lived in California, I am very not knowledgeable in this sport. And he says the reason they lost was they just needed to relax. And what page was that? 129. Right. It's like that's a good observation. Sometimes instead of just full force, the answer is like a good orgasm. There's force there, but there's also Okay. There we go. So in conclusion, it marked full book number 56 for me for the 2024 year. It was good. Gave it 5 out of 5 stars. So this is notes for my October 2024 reading of a 2015 biography of Blake Griffin.